Hi, and welcome once again. Day 7 of Just Start Programming, creating console terminal apps using Rust and Ratatouille. Last time we were looking into some of the recipes, such as the grid layout, and today we'll continue with the other layouts and try some rendering, styling some text, and others. So let's see how much we can cover today. And join me once again live in one take, no shortcuts and no secrets. So let's just start programming. Right, so here we are. Last time we tried the grid layout, and in our code, yeah, this is how it looks. So there's this grid structure, and then there's this implementation of a widget. So everything that we have here is just a copy of this one, and we were plugging it into the sample Ratatouille app. So this is mainly the Hello World app. Then how this widget was used, it's right here. So in the main app, the implementation of the app, you have new, run, and render. And under render, yeah, so you have the render widget. And this is where we have the grid. So 10 by 10. Yeah, run it once again. Run. And that's how it looks. So 10 across, and you have 10 here also. Was it 10? Oh, it's 9. Oh, it starts from 0. Yeah, so it's 10. Okay, so let's try the other recipes as well. So let's move on to the next one, center a widget. You want to center a widget within some area of your TUI's layout. So the solution is to create a rect that is centered within the area. We can calculate the X and Y positions of the widget by subtracting the widget width and height from the enclosing areas width and height, respectively, and dividing by 2. More simply, you can use the layout struct to center a widget. You can use a horizontal layout followed by a vertical layout to get centered rect. The flex enum can be used to specify the alignment of the rect within the containing area. Second. Centering horizontally. Okay, so how does it look? You have a function, center horizontal, then you pass in a rect, which is an area, and then you have unsigned 16 for the width. So this one will return a rectangle. Let area. Okay, so this one is something new. I think we haven't seen this before. Why is it that there's a square bracket layout horizontal, square bracket constraint length width. And then you have a flex center, areas, area. Wonder if there's some explanation on what this is. Maybe let's search it up. Rust Programming. Maybe this. Let's see. Okay, so this one is a variable declaration. Here, pattern matching destructuring. Let can be used with patterns to destructure values from tuples, structs, enums, or arrays. Okay, so yeah, this one we have seen before. This is to destructure a tuple. Okay, so this one is to destructures an array. Okay. Okay, so it means so it will destructure an array. Area layout horizontal. Here constraint length width. Constraint length width. Okay, then flex center areas area. This is to center horizontally. Okay, centering vertically almost the same. In this case, it's vertical. Okay, so whether horizontal or vertical, we can use a constraint length. In this case, it's height, like center areas area. And then centering both horizontally and vertically, you can use a vertical layout followed by horizontal layout to get centered right. This example centers the rect using constraints on each axis. This lets you allocate the space available based on a percentage ratio or a fixed size. Collapse lines, maybe let's expand it. Okay, so here you have rect new 0, 0, 100. Constraint percentage 20, vertical 30. That's centered center area horizontal vertical. Center vertical. Centering a widget. You can use these methods to draw any widget centered on the containing area. So you have render text and then you make use of the center function. Frame area constraint length, text width. Okay, so text width, constraint length 1, render widget. Okay, so let's try this out. You have center. Oh, this one is center horizontal. It's just horizontal. This is vertical. If you want to do both, so you don't need this, but you can have a function like this. Okay, so let's try this out. Maybe we can just use this one, center. Function. What is the best place to insert this one? Okay, maybe we can insert inside the app. Let's insert over here. Let's see. Okay, so this one will return area. It's a rect. Flex. So we need to add flex. Import layout flex. Save it again. Okay, so center is not used. That's why there's a warning. Okay, so let's see. So in render, I can make use of hello world. Okay, so here you have render frame. Okay, and then we can copy this part, and then you have render widget. So we already have render widget here in the previous example. Can comment this out. So see, render is also here. This is the best place to put this in. And then let's just format this a little bit there. And this one also. Okay, so here text. Text, we need to include text. Okay, so center cannot be found. So consider using the associated function on self. Let's see. Self-centered. Self-centered. Okay, so we're using frame area, and then similar to this. So frame area is here. Constraint length. So this should center hello world, both horizontally and vertically. Okay, so no errors so far, and then stop that one. Ah, there, hello world. Nice. Okay, so here you have a constraint length of 1. Applies a length constraint to the element. Element size is set to the specified amount. That is vertical. Okay, so let's see. Here the constraint length is the width. So this should at least show hello world. It's the bare minimum. Oops. About this side. It has something to do with this part here. Okay, so if you put 0, maybe let's put 4. Okay, let's see. We put 4, and if we minimize this, is it 4? It doesn't seem to do anything. About 100. Let's see if there's any difference. Oh, What's up here? Strange. Constraint length, vertical constraint length. Constraint size of a layout element. Constraints can be used to specify a fixed size, percentage of the available space, a ratio, a minimum or maximum, or a field proportional value for a layout element. Okay, so there are different variations here: length, percentage, ratio, field. So if it's length, let's see, where's length? Specified length for each element. So there's a length inside. Okay, so originally it was 1. So how about if we change this to minimum? Still up here. It's wrong. Let's put it back to 1. Okay, so 1 reverts it back to the center. What does it mean? Okay, let's come back to this one. A center will accept values for horizontal constraint and vertical constraint. Flex center. So you'll have an area. Layout vertical, flex center, area. There's another example. We can take a look and see what's the difference. What's that? Projects, Rust, series 2. This is sample Ratatui. Maybe we can take a look at counter app. Counter app. Counter app. Okay. Render. Okay, so we have the title, then block. Okay, this is centered. Okay, counter block. And this one, the centering is part of the widget itself. What's the other example where there's a pop-up? Not this one, maybe the JSON editor. JSON editor. Okay, so in the JSON editor, what's a pop-up? Pop, okay, here. UI. Okay, so current screen, and then you have pop-up block. Pop-up block, yes, no. Here, centered rect. So there's a helper function to create a centered rectangle using up a certain percentage of the available rect r. Okay, so how was it done? In this case, it's you have a layout, then you have a constraint. Okay, constraint based on the percentage. Vertical, horizontal is here. Constraints, percentage, 100 minus percent x divided by 2. How is that compared to the other one? Frame area constraint. Okay, so this is just the constraint for the widget. But if we go to center, okay, so this one is using a different approach. You have flex. So what is flex? Flex method allows you to specify the flex behavior of the layout. And you have flex center. The items are aligned to the center of the layout. To the center of the layout. So flex is another way of doing it. Layout, vertical, then flex. From vertical returns layout. Okay, so let's inspect this one a little bit. We comment this out, remove this. Then here, let's remove that. Then okay, so flex is here. Flex is part of layout. Okay. Next. And then you can have a flex argument, flex center. Okay, flex center is here. Okay. Okay, so that's the recipe then. So you can have first the horizontal layout, flex center, where you have the area, which is the rect or the rectangle. And then here you have vertical, center again, then the area, area's area. So it will return an area. No, it will return a rectangle that is centered. So here you need to pass in frame area. Okay, Okay, but the text, you're setting the constraint for the text. Okay, text raw hello world. Length 1. Okay, if you have hello world. What about, let's make use of something here, content 1. Where do I have content 1? Content 1, paragraph. Okay, if it's a paragraph. Okay, let's try out something. Paragraph. How do we put in paragraph here? Okay, maybe we can do something like let par was paragraph colon new content 1. Okay, something like that. Then let area equals self center area, so that is frame that area. Okay, then horizontal, let's put in strength length of what? So length of paragraph, no, par dot do we have width nope, we don't have. How do we get the size? How do we get the size of the paragraph? Block? What is block? Widget with a block. Okay, so nope. This one will not return size. How can we get the size of the paragraph? Length bar dot things here. Box, not box. Okay, so these things are styles. Let's search for paragraph then. Paragraph is what? There's already a centered functionality here. I don't know if that makes sense if we insist on centering a paragraph. how does it look? Okay, let's comment this out. And let's view that one again. Let's see how it behaves. This cargo run. Oh, it's not even centered. Okay, wait. Cute. Okay, paragraph. Okay, to center it, we need to do something like this. No, this is the title. New text. New text is there. Block. Can we add a block here? Block. Okay, block. What can we put inside? Okay, block. Bordered. Okay, block bordered. Okay, say I don't want a title. And here I'll put centered. Let's see. Okay. So this is the entire block. Then the content is centered inside. That's not what we want. We want something that's like this. Text area. Is there a way where we can get the size of the block? I think from the grid. What's the grid? Okay, here. Oh, was it enclosing the, okay, so you have a paragraph new where you have the text. Okay, so the paragraph will have a block bordered, then render. Paragraph block bordered render. Block bordered. Paragraph block bordered. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's try something. Okay. Okay, let me try again. Let var equals graph new, make it content one, block bordered. Okay, that's all. And then let area equals self center. center, center frame area, and oh, this is the problem. How do we get the length? The length of the paragraph. I think that's the missing piece here. Constraint. Let's see, what is this? Percentage. Applies a percentage of the available space to the element. Converts a given percentage of floating point value. Examples. Percentage. This is to render it, okay. Expand this a little bit. Percentage 100 minus percent y divided by 2. Oh, this is percent y. Percent y. Percent y. Okay. Percent y. This one doesn't use any. This one just uses rect. Split area R. Constraints. Percentage, say, let's put how about if we just extract the text just like this one. We extract the text from the paragraph and then we get the width. Okay, maybe we can do something like that. And how do we extract the text? Let's see, bar text, get text. No. Maybe we need some help here. Ratatui para extract text. Ratatui widgets paragraph. Okay, provided with text. Paragraph then renders. And how do we extract? Okay, widget itself does not provide a method to retrieve the text. Okay, so paragraph doesn't have a way to retrieve the text after it has been created. If you need to manage and potentially modify text within a TUI, consider using text area. Okay, text area widget that allows users to type and edit text. Usually, it offers methods to retrieve current text content. Oh, okay. So maybe paragraph is not a good idea. How about text area then? Text area. Text area. But how do you get text area into lines? And then from text lines, join text string. Okay, so because text area can have multiple lines, then it's stored in a vect. Then you end up with vector of string. Okay, so let's try this out and see. Okay, let's try this. I don't want mutable. Maybe just this one. So paragraph is not a good idea. Okay, then let's do a let area once again. Let's do self. Center frame that area. Then this one, of course, constraint. Length of text string dot width as u16. Okay, let's follow that one as u16. Then constraint length once again 1. Okay, and then let's copy this, put it here, and comment instead of text. Widget was text, so here text area. Text area. Okay, text. Oops. This one should be frame. Then we need to add text area. What's wrong here? Failed to resolve undeclared type text area. Right? It's text area. I thought there was text area in Ratatouille. Use Ratatouille text area. Okay. Cargo add Ratatouille text area to add it. Okay. Cargo add Ratatouille text area. It works. Alright, did it compile? Yep, did. So this one we can comment out. Text area. What's the issue now? There are multiple different versions of dependency graph. Acquired by a bound in Ratatouille frame render widget. What should be done here? Text area, okay, text area. Text area widget is not satisfied. Cargo tree text area dependency required by a bound introduced by this call. There are multiple different versions of create Ratatouille in the dependency graph. I don't know how to fix this. Required by a bound in Ratatouille frame. Ratatouille frame render widget. Widget. Okay, text area. Maybe let's search for text area examples. Ratatouille text area Rust here. Okay, maybe there's some examples here. Okay, let's see examples. Cargo run example. Text area, post term event, term draw, render widget, widget text area widget. builds a widget to render the editor with Ratatouille. Okay. So it means what we return the widget. Widget. And what is this? With text string with this is text. Okay, text to raw. So there's no width. There's no width. What can we do then? Length. Okay. And then what is wrong here now? And then we're back to this issue again. Text area dot widget, render widget. Okay, we have text area widget. Then what is this? Cannot mutate. Okay, cannot mutate. So okay. Let's make it mutable then. Then we are left with this one again. The trait bound MPL widget is not satisfied. Use cargo tree. There are multiple different versions of create Ratatouille in the dependency graph. Required by bound in text area. Ratatouille backend layout terminal text area. How can we fix this? Text area, Ratatouille, Rust term. Cargo build. Required by this bound in frame render widget. Okay, let's search for this issue. Okay, required by bound. Okay, so this one has that error as well. Let's see. Okay. Is it using text area also? Sub widgets. Under widgets, sub widgets. This is sub widgets. Widgets, which is a vector of box block. Okay. Widgets by value. Referencing. Okay. Referencing. There's something wrong with these. Okay, render widget at mod self. This is the required trait widget. The trait widget is not implemented for Ratatouille widget. Says text area is not implementing widget. In here it says get widget to render text area dot widget. Maybe we are using it the wrong way. Here, terminal draw. Yeah, rect. Render widget, rect. If you're using Ratatouille with Termion, enable Termion. Okay, that's not relevant. Ratatouille text area. Ratatouille. So we have that. Create an empty text area. Default. Okay, then insert hello world. It's mutable. Extract the text from a text area into lines. Let's simplify things. Maybe I don't want it to be centered for now. Just want this to be rendered. Widget. Okay. Cannot find value area in this scope. Frame that area. Okay. Frame there. Okay, then we are back to this one. Does it make a difference if I do something like this? It should be the same. Widget. It's the same. So what is wrong? Widget for grid. Render block. Block new. Let's do the basic. So if this is text, why does it work for text? Ratatouille text. That's for text. Paragraph. Bar. This one works as well. Okay. There's something strange with this text area. Oh wait. Text area. Okay. Widget. How do we get the contents again? How do we get this one? I'm lost. Don't know this. Let's stick to text then. Okay, I give up. Okay, I'm not on that level yet, unfortunately. Yeah. So, maybe let's save that for another day. Yeah, because at this point, I cannot move further. I don't know how to solve this. Okay, so for now, let's stick to what we know based on the example. So here, the hello world. Let me just put this back together. Where was it? Here. Then let's comment this out. Yeah, this one doesn't work as well. This one. Okay. And let's run it again and let's see if it's still working. Yep. And there you go. There you go. Fortunately, we can only make use of this very basic example. Maybe later on, if we are building the actual application, maybe we can find a way on how to make use of this kind of function here. Center. Yeah, even the flex layout, we haven't gone through the other examples where we're using flex. Maybe we'll get more insights as we try to explore the other recipes, but let's take it as it is for now. Okay, and let's move on. Let me close this. All right, so what else is here? Pop-ups. Common use case for this feature is to create a pop-up style dialog block. For this, typically you'll want to use the clear widget to clear the pop-up area before rendering your content to it. The following example of how you might do that. Render pop-up. Okay, so so this one uses center as well. Center, so probably it's using this. Okay, let's see. Yeah, frame area, constraint length. Yep, so it's the same center. Then pop up paragraph new. Oh, just wasted too much time. Actually, the example is right here where it uses paragraph, pop-up content, block, border, title, pop-up. Okay, let's try this out. So center is here. Let's just append it here also. Okay, render pop-up. Center. So this is going to be self-center again. Self-center. And then clear. Need to include clear. Port clear. Wait, should be this one. I hope that works. So we selected Ratatouille clear. And now, how do we display render pop-up? Okay, let's remove all of this. Okay, and frame, render widget, render widget. What was that? Render pop-up. Render pop-up, and then we wait. Render widget is already here. Okay, so we just call render pop-up. Render render pop-up and frame. Let's see. Render pop-up. Okay, nice. And it will be centered as well. So let's inspect it a little bit. At which point did I fail? Render pop-up, so it's using center. So center is used by a percentage. So horizontal 20%, then length, vertical length is 3. Let's see. %. Is this 20%? We have 4 of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. It's 20%. Then length is 3. Vertical, maybe 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 lines. We have 3 lines. Then, yeah, pop-up content, pop-up. So, what did it do? So, first it clears the background, and then it writes a pop-up. That's interesting. Let's see. Let's try something. What if I do all of this? If I do all of this, how do we display this one again? So there's a on this. Okay, so if I display this, and then render pop-up, let's see. Carbo run. Yeah, so pop-up is somewhere here. So it overrides. Yeah, you can see the one at the back is somehow replaced. Okay, let's skip this size so that it will look like this and compare it with if we remove the clear. Let's see how it looks. So now yeah, so there's a slight difference here if you notice anything. You see this one, so that is part of this border actually here. So let's try to move things around. And now there's pop-up content 56. So it will overlap. I think if somehow there's a way we can put a shade behind this to simulate that this one will be like a shadow, we can simulate something like a see-through, you can see from here. If you move it around, yes, this would be perfect to simulate something like my favorite UIs, text mode UI. Look at some references. Norton, this doctor. Yeah, maybe something like this. I think that would be perfect. This one looks different. I think this is, I don't know how this is created. I think this is already like a proper GUI. Yeah, so this is not text-based perhaps. You can see there's some menu here which is still text-based. Something like this. Yeah, but this one is just around this area. In this case, this gives us an idea that you can have something like a see-through little bit. Let's use that in future projects. Alright, so what else is here? Summary. The layout struct provides a simple way to center a widget in a terminal. I can use the horizontal and vertical. You can also use the flex enum to specify the alignment. The widget within the containing area. There are more advanced layout options available in the layout struct, but not covered in this recipe, which you can use to create more complex layouts. There's no method for vertically aligning text within an area yet. We recommend pre-wrapping the text using the text wrap crate and then using the line count. Okay, so using the line count to work out where to render the text. Let's see, what is this? Text wrap. Library for word wrapping, indenting and dedenting strings. Optional support for Unicode and emojis as well as machine hyphenation. Text extract. 22 columns wide. Why is the word "and" put in the second line? Okay, so yeah, we can explore this later also. DUI collapse board. Okay, before we move on to this, I think we don't have much time. So in the next stream, I'll cover collapse borders. Yeah, so we will dissect what's inside this collapse border as well. But coming back to this one, this is what I wanted to learn here. Okay, so center function is used, and then yeah, this is what I wanted to do actually. Paragraph. I started with the paragraph, but then this example of hello world gave me an idea that you can use constraint length where you have the text width. Then somehow I wanted to extract pop-up content so that I can specify the text width. Unfortunately, it says that you cannot extract a text from a paragraph, so that was a dead end. And then I started exploring on the text area where I don't know how to make it work. And then here, okay, so you have a block that is bordered, so it's part of the styling, and then there's a title pop-up, which you can see from here, pop-up. Oh, I thought I already had it clear. Let's save that. Okay, and run it again. Pop-up. And then how was it centered? So there's an area. Okay, so area is here. The area is centered, and the paragraph is the widget. The area is centered, and then the paragraph is the widget. Okay, so it's the same as the text here. Okay, so the area, okay, this is where we have the center. No, wait. Okay, so we have rect and then center. Percentage is applied. Okay, about here. We have text and center. Frame area. Frame area. Yeah. Okay, so get it now. And this one is applied on the frame area. Okay, frame area. Not on the paragraph. Here, it's also in the frame area. Then the constraint is based on the text. Okay, so paragraph is nowhere used here. It's just that the area is constrained to a certain percentage. Okay, understood. Okay, yeah. So you can do something like, yeah, now you can just change this to 50%, and it will occupy 50% of the width. Yeah. It's nothing to do with the paragraph at all. Whether your paragraph fits or not, it will just simply occupy 50%. This is a test of a long paragraph. Okay, good. Yeah. So there, it's clipped off. It's nothing to do with the paragraph. It's just the area, the rectangle area itself. Okay, my friends, I hope you learned something also today. I know that it was rough in between. There were some issues, but that's how it is doing it live. Yeah, but we're here to learn together. And yeah, thank you for joining me in this journey as well. Yeah. Before I finally end, let me thank my supporters. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.